A letter from a fan today on the Daily Show.
Five, four, three, two, one, zero, ignition, liftoff.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Daily Show, a show not just for rental housing providers, but anybody looking to be a little bit more time wealthy, have a little bit more white space on your calendar. Welcome to the show. It is a great day. It has been a frosty week in the Midwest, at least, and I know some of you in the North have gotten some snow, but 'tis the season. Don't complain where you live. It is actually, we're waiting for a little bit of snow here in the Midwest. We've gotten a little dusting, but not a whole heck of a lot. So anyway, to get on with that, no, you don't need a weather briefing, but a fan letter. I know. Can you believe it? An actual fan letter. And it's not one that's, dear coach, I hate your face. But although I don't get many fan letters, and even if I did get that, I don't know that I'd be overly upset. I'm just surprised at the engagement. So anyway, a fan letter. So let me read this fan letter from you. I'm reading it off my prompter in the back here. Dear coach, I appreciate your show. My wife and I own a construction business and really want to get into rentals. We came across your show a while back and noticed something. Why don't you give out tips and tricks on landlording on the Daily Show? It seems only appropriate given your name. Well, John, that is a great question. And I have what I think is a great answer to that. Okay, we'll see. Well, I guess you'll judge if it's a great answer. Well, first off, I think it's important that I tell you what my business vision is first and how I came up with that. And I'm going to explain why that now before I form my business vision, I first need to come up with my personal vision. So let me change the thing here, because really it's more about business vision versus personal vision. So I want to make sure you understand that. So I needed to come up with my personal vision first. Why is that? Why did I have to come up with my personal vision before my business vision? Here's why. And as an entrepreneur, I think you can, or as a business owner, you can understand this. Because when I define my personal vision first, I end up focusing all my time and attention and energy on what I want my life output to be. For example, I want a strong relationship with my God. I want a strong relationship with my bride, Jennifer. I want a strong relationship with our sons. And I want to spend time getting massages and going kayaking and throwing rounds downrange, right? Not to mention going places and spending time with people who excite me, people who are my friends and people that I love. Now, if on the other hand, I focus, or let's say you define your business vision first, which is, by the way, what many entrepreneurs do. If you define your business vision first, in many cases, you end up creating a life that exists for the business instead of the other way around. Let me say that again. If you define your business vision first before you define your personal vision, in many cases, you end up creating a life that exists for the business instead of the other way around. And as a result, you end up working those 50 to 100 hours a week feeding a beast that has an insatiable appetite. As a result, guess what? You miss all of those life events that your business was supposed to deliver for you in the first place, right? Remember, your business is going to take all the work that you give it and then some. It's just going to keep taking. Remember, and this is why it's important for you to remember that the business exists to serve you, not the other way around, not for you to serve the business. So, assuming you're really, really clear on your personal vision, which most people struggle, this is where most of my clients struggle in terms of their personal vision. How do you form a business vision? Well, there's three main components that you need to form your business vision. Okay, so think of the 5 W's of storytelling, of the who, what, where, when, why, and of course, how. All right, so the first component is the core purpose. What is your core purpose? Once you understand the core purpose, this answers the question, what business are you in? What business are you in? Well, in my case, Landlord Coach, I'm in the teaching and coaching business. This is what I am great at. Could I be in other businesses? Absolutely. Could I be in the book writing business? Sure. Could I be in the publishing business? Absolutely. Could I be in the videography business? Clearly not, because I'm terrible at this, right? could I be in the event business where I go and host events like Tony Robbins does? Yeah, sure, I could do all that stuff. but really I'm in the teaching and coaching business. This is what I love. This is what I feel that I'm great at. And I can say that I'm great at it because there are plenty of things I'm terrible at. Okay. So you got to get really clear on this. If you're not clear on this, what ends up happening is you can end up wandering around chasing a bunch of rabbits, not catching any. And more importantly, you're not really sure to how to answer your ideal client's problems, right? So, which brings me to component number 2. Component number 2 is, what are your core values? So simply put, why is this business important to you? Why these are your core values. What is it you value? Why is this business important to you? Said another way, why would the world be worse off if your business stopped functioning? So if you went out of business tomorrow, what impact would it have in the world? Now, for me and Landlord Coach, what is it that I value? Well, I value lots of things, but what do I truly value? What are my core values? I value education. I value contribution. I value growth, massively valuable growth. Growth is definitely a big one for me. So education, contribution, growth, love. That's a huge one for me. And accountability. So education, contribution, growth, love, and accountability. Those are the core values. Now I expand on each one of those, but for the purpose of keeping it short and sweet here, those are the 5 core values that I have at Landlord Coach. Last is number 3. This third component is defining your ideal client avatar. Now, and this, John, here's where you come in. My ideal avatar is someone who isn't actually one person. It's a married couple that already has a family business who either has some rentals or wants to get into rentals. And they have several kids, and they are extremely time weary. How do I know this? Because they're running their kids to soccer practice or baseball practice or football practice or karate or ballet or whatever it is. But I know what that's like because I'm part of that avatar. I know what that busyness is like. So the reason for this, and the reason why it's important for me to have someone in who's already in business for themselves, is because the VIP method that I wrote about in the Time Wealthy Investor 2.0, the VIP method works not only on the rental business they want to build, but also on their existing business. Now, I have several clients who match this avatar exactly, and some not perfectly, but there's portions of that match. And that's exactly what they did. They used the VIP method that I wrote about in the book and in my coaching to get them to the next level in their business. Now, let's go back. From those 3 components, I can now form a clear business vision, which, to summarize, is to create a community of education-focused accountability partners consisting of a certain number of members who are strong, generous, and live in contribution to others. Okay. So there are specific measurables and metrics that are tied to that business vision, which I'm skipping over, but I am incredibly clear on what it is that I want for my business. So, John, to answer your original question, why don't I teach tips and tricks about rentals? Well, honestly, because it's ineffective. I don't want to give you a tip or a trick that helps you only for today, right? I don't want to give you just a tactic. I want to give you a strategy that brings you the life that you want, not just a thing that patches the roof for the time being. Otherwise, you're just going to fill in whatever time you saved with the tactic with another piece of distracting nonsense that comes along. Ask me how I know. So the other reason is there's a lot of other channels out there that you can refer to for tips and tricks, and some of it is really, really good. I'm not here to replicate what's already been done 1,000 times by people who are doing this way better than me and with a lot better looking folks than me. Let's just face it. Okay. And that's also, there's a lot of tips and tricks in the Time Wealthy Investor 2.0, which you can get on my website at landlordcoach.com. So if this resonates with you and you'd like to talk more about that, whether you, John, or someone else, or whoever's watching this, my other fan that's watching this, you can book a quick discovery call with me. Here is my Calendly link where you can book the call. It is https calendly.com/landlordcoach/discovery. And it's just a quick 15-minute call. We'll hop on and we will talk about what it's like to work together. And if it makes sense, we'll talk more about it. It's not a sales call, just see where you're at. And if it's something that can help you out, then and I'll leave this link up. So if you happen to see it in the future, I will be that's the direct link to my calendar. So all I ask is that you be ready, be there, be timely, and we'll talk about that. See if the VIP method could work in your business. And if it doesn't, I promise you, there's no reason for me to try to sell you on something that doesn't. It's not going to work. And a lot of times, it's just a question of, hey, just try a couple of new things, and that could work for you as well. But it's just a quick 15-minute discovery call, and that is all I have. So everybody, I hope you have a great weekend ahead. I've got a 2-day event coming up, which I'm really, really excited about. And I love teaching the 2-day events because this really gets people in their thinking and getting out of their own way in terms of self-sabotaging behaviors and limiting beliefs, and how to use the VIP method to form businesses on their own. I absolutely enjoy teaching this so much. So anyway, I will see you guys on Monday. So in the meantime, be sure to place a value on your free time, because if you don't, someone else will. But most important, there is no amount of money that will make time irrelevant. Have an awesome weekend. I'll see you guys next time.